Chronicles. So Shemar, what's up, bro? How's it been in Trinidad? We just start right there. Like, how's it been in Trinidad?
It was a fun 2 weeks, man. Played Silver Bowl, ICWI Champions League. We got third. Didn't manage to bring home the trophy,
Yeah,
but it's all good.
it's all good. So you got it's what MVP? That's your individual.
Yeah.
It's like most wire player. So that was great though. Like that is great. Jafar, for you, how's it been, bro? I mean, how's it been for you?
Man, can't complain. All praises due to Allah. Everything has been good, you know. These days, I'm most happy about waking up, you know.
Yeah.
Once you get up, the world is yours, you know what I mean? That's how I see it,
Yo,
you know.
yo,
So,
yo. First of all, let me just give you a big congrats because your boy Wolf did it.
Yeah.
He's mentioned this voice as the greatest voice ever, but to me it's not.
yeah.
To me it's not. But Wolf come up with a real big bang. I mean, being
I mean,
out for so long and just come up with this.
bro, Jay has been rapping for what? Almost 30 years, 30 something years.
Longer than I've been alive.
To do that is like nothing. Jay don't even write. And I've been telling people like, it's a man with 13 number one studio albums solo. Not even the Beatles have done that. Michael Jackson didn't do that. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's the best verse from Ho, but to be mind blown by that, it's kind of like surprising to me because I listen to Jay-Z like every single day, you know.
Yeah.
So,
But I don't want to be straight too much onto the Jay-Z topic, but a lot of people don't really understand. Like, I mean, to do this is like it requires like a high level of sacrifice. This is where I'm gonna come into Shemar like immediately after, because I mean, to be so great is like requires a lot of discipline. A lot of discipline that people don't really want to exercise in this time. I could allude to the fact that social media could be one of the most major factors. I mean, people get more lazy as social media get more better, which just should not be. So I mean, so to you, in your from your perspective, sorry, how important it is to make sacrifices, Jafar? I mean, you probably made a lot of sacrifices your whole life. I mean, come from Linden to Georgetown is one sacrifice. I think it's just my opinion.
Yeah.
So how important is sacrifices to you?
I mean, not to sound too religious, but the Quran says, don't say you're a believer and believe that Allah wouldn't test you. You know, you're going to get tested. No great personality has achieved anything great without sacrifices. Sacrifice is important. At the end of the day, I think it's important on the individual to understand that, you know, things might not always be rock solid. You know what I mean? From Jay-Z to Warren Buffett to JP Morgan to Vanderbilt, those are some guys that they call that built America. Everybody had to make sacrifices. So it's very, very important if you want to live a very comfortable life. In your retirement age, which should be around 35, 40, straight into old age, you should make those sacrifices, particularly when you're young, and not to stick too long on your social media topic, but social media can be a detriment and it can be an inspiration. The guy from TikTok don't even speak, and he has an Adidas deal, a TikTok deal, you know. So it could go either way. It's totally on the individual to control whatever perception society have about you. You know what I mean? So
For you, Shemar, I mean, I think if I'm right, at the age of 13, you was a junior at Italy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 13 or
14.
Wow. Yeah, at 14. So I mean, to be consistent for like from this practically 10 years now, and 10 years we've been hearing about Shemar Britton.
Yeah.
So much that we could even or perhaps we could rightfully say that he is Guyana number one tennis male athlete right now. So
Debatable.
I think it's correct to say.
I mean, like he says, debatable.
So like sacrifices, bro, like from your side of the tongue, like how important is really sacrifices? Like, I mean, when I first, like, I have this uncle that plays tennis, and I was like, bro, you come from my base, and we don't play tennis. We play football. This is as far as we go.
Yeah.
I mean, cricket is not for we because we can with like parents and people in surrounding come-based area. I just cricket is the Indians.
Yeah.
We from the ghetto, cricket is not for us.
Yeah.
You understand? But I mean, like, how important is sacrifice for you, Shemar? Like, it gotta be important because, again, sorry for cutting it. tennis players are usually QC students, Bishop students, so y'all are looked up upon. You understand? Majority of you guys, you know what I mean? Y'all come from good homes and these sort of things. This is a society that you guys tennis players. I'm being realistic. Yeah, so how important is sacrifice to you?
First, to top on that point, that's a popular misconception.
Yeah.
Most table tennis national players over the years actually came from Central High.
Wow.
Edie Lewis, Christopher Franklin, Andrew Daly, all them great Central High. So most national players came from Central High.
Great.
But yeah, sacrifice along with hard work and what it takes for anybody to be good at anything in life.
Yeah.
I, from the age of 13, the only thing I didn't want to be is average. So I told myself that I'm going to work hard. When everybody out partying or doing some of that, I don't drink alcohol.
Yeah.
I sacrifice alcohol.
Sacrifice alcohol. You're missing nothing, I can tell you that.
That is good fun. That is good. Well, like sacrifice to me is really important because I mean, with sacrifice you have to exercise discipline. Because without discipline, I mean the two they can't work together without each other. To me, this is just my opinion.
But let me comment, Shemar. One of the most something that I found to be very difficult in coping with was like, and this is before any major accomplishment, even before presidency, because I was quite popular before, not to brag, but what I found is that, you know, there's certain level of responsibility that is placed upon you, like just expectation. Oh, you're not expected to be here. You're not expected to do this. Even when I cuss, you know, in some circles, man would watch me like, you just cuss. You know what I mean? Sometimes some guys, because I never used to drink in Linden for most of my life. When I came to Tongues, when I first started drinking, this was like 2015, 16. So, you know, even seeing me with alcohol, some people be like, you're not supposed to drink. You know what I mean? Oh, you're not supposed to cuss. Oh, you're supposed to marry. Or you're not supposed to have 2 girls, you're supposed to have 1 girl. Not like 2 girls is bad. You know, but I'm just saying. So what I found difficult is, how then do I let these people know that, yo, I'm a regular average person? Well, not average in the sense of achievement, but I want to be normal. I want to be able to come out outside and nobody don't watch me like, you're not supposed to be here. I want to be able to post and people just accept it as a joke. Like Marlon Jacobs would joke about certain things. Why can't Jafar Gibbons joke about certain things, you know? So I would ask you, being so, having all that burden since 30, how burdensome you found it to be balancing your professional life with the normal Shemar Britton?
Yeah, well, it's always been a task, but I just tell myself at the early age, you know, people can think whatever, regardless of whatever you do, you gotta have your values and live your life according to that values. And once you can sleep with that at night, put your head on the pillow and close your eyes. Whatever people think is up to them.
Yeah, I recently learned about a year ago. So and like I said, I was finding it difficult even when I became president. We talking about I go on black party,
living in the spotlight.
Somebody be like, "You're the president. You're not supposed to be a black party. Party just start. Me shirt is off. Oh, you're the president. You shirt not." I'm like, bro, we're at a party. What do you expect? You know what I mean? If you come to a party, you're having a party vibe. So you know it's something difficult, especially for young persons, and I think some persons fall victim to, you know, not being able to balance that, and I mean, it could be a destructive part.
I agree.
You know what I mean? But I have found it very difficult in the early stages, especially since the presidency. It was crazy, bro. It was just a whole new different space where like, oh, you can't do this, you can't say this. I'm talking about going to the university, short pants, registrar. I was like, bro, you're president now. No short pants. You know what I mean? I was like, bro, this is a normal dude that's be around everybody. You can't tell me don't wear short pants. But I guess there's some level of expectations when you ascend to a different height. Not necessarily an accomplishment, but you know, just by being a national athlete, you're an ambassador to the country now. So, you know, I think, you know, there's that level of expectations there. So it's like crazy.
But that is great what Jafar actually stated, because it forced me to ask, how important it is, you know, really to like be yourself indeedly, because I was watching the status here and I was like, wait, there is Shemar Britton in the background.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
guys making nice, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
really important not to lose yourself, because I see a lot of people when they
Yeah.
reach these heights,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like they begin to like ostracize themselves from like the yesterday him
Yeah.
or her. But I think that it's really important for us to like, you know, actually remember like, yo, I actually crossed the bridge. The same with bridges where I actually came from. You understand? So I think that I was saying it's good not to lose yourself. It's really important not to lose yourself. But you know, it's good for people to understand that, you know, as the higher your level, you know, or the higher you progress, it's not that you're forgetting anybody. So people is think like, yo, bro, it's not forget about me, but it's not like that. I mean, like, it becomes like more responsible, you know, more responsibility is on your shoulders. You got like a public image to maintain. You got like your family that you got set. And these little mini details, a lot of things people don't understand, because a lot of people say, yo, Michael, buy you sell bread, and like, or you know, like people like look down on us, so like, bro, like as I posted a post like a while back, I was like, bro, the things that I accomplished doing this is like 3 times greater to what y'all accomplished doing what y'all doing in y'all offices. You know, people tend to look down on a lot of things, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's really crazy, bro. It's really crazy.
And that's so important. I mean, not to lace your interview with Jay-Z. But Jay-Z said people acting strange, saying you changed. Like you're doing all of this for a reason. Like why is Shemar trying to be exceptional? Why Shemar is not trying to be exceptional just to stay average, just to be normal Shemar. There will come a time where you can't get on to Shemar, but that doesn't mean Shemar forget you. You know what I mean? I did an interview a few years ago, and this girl asked me what's my greatest accomplishment. I was like, I could call me mother now until she come to town. I would carry she to a movie. I say when I come in, where I coming from is real poor. Real poor. Not to say we were dirt poor, but it comes a time now where I could actually take my mother out, and to me, I wouldn't feel no better way than doing that. You know what I mean? And it's so important to stay true to yourself, because bro, but another important aspect of that conversation is who really are you? Jay-Z, Beyonce said it in one of her songs, King already. You know, you don't know who you are. So you first have to find your actual self, who you are, what's your purpose, what you plan to do. You know, a few years ago I theorized on the role model, and everybody is a role model. You mightn't even understand. Just coming to work on time, some little youth man watching you. And the mere fact that you understand that some kid or some person bigger than you, because believe me, even my own self, person bigger than me is like, bro, I like your vibe. I like how you moving. So I'm saying that to say, understanding that somebody's actually following you and wanting to be just everything like you, it forces you now to act more responsibly. You know what I mean?
That right there is critical, because let me just go back to meet you two guys. I remember I met this guy, this dude, the first time I think was on GFC. And I was like, why this man's so loud? Like, this man is loud.
Always loud.
It's not me, you know, not to cut you, but it's not me. My entire family is loud. I think it's genetic. I blame my...
This man, like, he's gonna be settled. You know what? I like this dude because behind his loudness is facts. Ain't nothing, this man will come to meet fiction. If this man say you wrong like Mikey, you mess up. He's not like the kind of friend that can just like buy Mikey and you know,
encourage,
and then get back to I meet Shemar now. I was like, we done the AstroTurf, and I was like, what the hell is a tennis player doing, you know, play ball? I could rub this dude up. You can ask him, before I gone down, they give me the time we did. I was like, dude, you good at tennis now, like stick it up.
I wasn't slide, so I didn't really get him to do what I want to do to the boy.
I like that.
I really get him to do what he want to do to the boy.
That's what he's saying. So I was like, I can get this man on the hard time, like this man ain't gonna play, getting no easy time. I was like, you know what, he's cool. Because, I mean, discipline is important. We got players that plays tennis that as soon as you jump them irrational. tempo fly. So I was like, you know what, this man cool, this man understand the assignment that is just a sport he's playing and body contact is a contact sport. I was like, you know, I immediately gravitated towards Shemar. So I was like, who is Shemar really? And then I go in, I was like, search like, who's Shemar Britton? And they're like, damn, this dude got facts on the internet.
You can Google the man. You can Google the man.
Right now.
You can Google the man.
Google the man. You know, like, yeah.
But Shemar, risk is that though, like partaking in an extracurricular activity that is outside of your field that could actually hamper your progress.
Yeah. Some of my coaches don't like me playing football, but I love football and I actually do it for fitness more than anything else because like during certain times, like when I'm competing tournaments, I'm out to the gym, so I gotta find some way to maintain, you know, a high level of fitness. So I just go football for like I don't want to run in the park. Running in circles to me is boring. So before, you know, play football, futsal, up and down the high level because similar to tennis, you need high boards, sprints and stuff like that. So that's why I like football.
So you don't get no fear, like, because I'm thinking like if football is like, and Guyana specifically, it's real rugged. And you know, one of the things I found playing basketball at night, we were Colts under 23, we were playing UG. And the UG guys never liked us. Because one, we can talk the most trash. Two, we can beat you. We beat you bad. Very quick, right? And the bad guy on my team is a little chubby guy, Jonathan Mangrove. So Johnny's chubby, Johnny never got no fit.
Badminton player too.
But Johnny can knock them shots, he can pass you up, and the guys was trying to rub the man and chuck it down and push it. And I had to run to one of the guys and say, yo, the man's a national athlete. From here, the man going on a plane and gone and play badminton somewhere in the Caribbean. I said, you gotta respect that, you know, it's not just a normal player. You know, so you saying, oh, I just doing football. You don't feel like the fear of somebody.
When my first football coach, Mr. Bradford, the first thing he tell me when I step on the field is to protect yourself. So I carry the right through. When I play football, I can be just as rough and rugged as you, but at the same time protect myself always. I remember at the end of the day, I'm a tennis player, so I ain't going into no 50-50 tackle.
And then you're not normal tennis player. Now you telling me you play football, I was like, that's crazy. Because football you could get very stupid, very fast. Very, that I can tell you. I used to be at a football club some days, I used to be like, these guys crazy. So as a national athlete, I personally I would tell you don't go back and play.
Nah.
You scare me now. You know, what's the highest tournament you ever played in?
In tennis? I played Commonwealth Games, Pan South American Games.
You went to the recent Commonwealth Games?
Yes.
How was it?
It was great actually, man. It's actually my third Commonwealth Games.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Just being among some of the world's best athletes, it really opened up your eyes to different things, show you, you know, there's still levels that you need to reach and stuff like that. So, I'm just competing. I mean, my overall record at the Commonwealth Games was 8 wins, 2 losses. I think, you know, still being a student athlete, still going to school, to be able to compete with these high level athletes and, you know, come out victorious more often than not is, you know, shows me that I can get where I eventually want to be.
When you see that level of, when you're exposed at that level to see what the international arena of sports is like, I've been exposed to some extent. And some of it is through reading, some of it is through documentary, some of it is through personal experience. When you see all of that and you come back into Guyana, I know there's a very distant part, about 100, 200 years behind. But when you actually see it, how optimistic you are, maybe not for yourself, but for those that are coming after you, how optimistic you are.
Well, the one thing Guyanese in Sheraton is talent, because when you look at the talent level, look, for example, in most sports, right? If you look at Guyanese athletes up until the age of 10, 12, we're actually on the level of or better than most other athletes. But what starts to separate us now is 10, 12, you tell the Guyanese athlete, oh, focus on combinations, pick up your book, and stuff like that. While these guys at 10, 12 are starting to become professionals. They're going in, you know, they're working on their craft. When you picking up their book, they're working on their craft and honing their craft. So when we get to 16, 18 now, it's a vast difference.
And that's so old. At,
Exactly.
at 15, 16, you're too old.
Exactly.
You know, one of the guys tell me, oh, Guyanese could play in the NBA, right? I was like, what do y'all think is the NBA? The NBA is nice, America, right? I was like, bro, everybody in the NBA is like elite, next level. You have no idea. I said, man, Jafar, we could put a one in there. I said, let me tell you something.
Only 400 people in the world in the NBA.
It's 450 people, total athletes in the NBA. America alone has a population of 377 million people. Of course, they're spread out among different sports. But think about how hard it is not only to make the NBA, but before you get to the NBA, you have to be in certain circles. You have to be going to them programs. You have to be going to Rico Hines' gym. Forget NCAA, because you can be an international athlete.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so I'm saying like, and we want to make NBA at 18. You can't develop no skill at 18. IQ don't come just by playing at 18 to 21. That's old.
Yeah.
Vinicius Jr. was scouted since when? But 15, 16, you know what I mean?
I won't say you can't, right? But you gotta be born exceptional.
Shemar.
Because I look at Joel Embiid, because he was in Africa playing volleyball and football up until 16, and then he went across to the US.
Have you ever seen Joel Embiid?
Exactly, I say you know.
Joel Embiid is 7 feet. Guyanese ain't gonna be 7 feet.
Yeah.
So now you're telling me you're sending a Guyanese point guard to the NBA. The biggest pool. You see what the problem is? You know what I mean?
I believe in Israel, yeah, though. Like, I really like the guy.
Yo, Israel is next level. Israel is next level. I played against him. I played with him. I played against him. He is next level.
Stanton is special. Stanton
Yo,
is special.
I can't, let me tell you something. Stanton is like, you just can't touch Stanton. He's, my brother asked me, is Stanton really that good? And I'm like,
that guy is special, boy.
Stanton Rose is really that good. You don't even know Stanton is that young when you see him play at first division, you know? But Israel Yah is what, 6 feet something?
6'9"?
I think 6'9".
His height, you gotta play point guard.
Yeah.
Which point guard is making it in front of? Or shooting guard? Could he lights out shoot? Not saying he can't shoot. Israel is me by. I talk to Israel every time I choose, I could talk to Israel. So, you know, it's like, it's possible, but it's not, oh, Israel, yeah, it's that good to make it. It's like literally called, the guys that make the NBA, Kevin Durant, was shooting since he's 2. His mother got him out in the park shooting every night. Steph Curry was doing 8 hours in the gym. LeBron literally sacrifices his entire youth for basketball.
Look at his sons, by the way.
Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
It all comes down to one of my favorite quotes, 10,000 hours. That's what it takes to master anything in life.
Yeah.
10,000 hours of elite training at a specific craft. And that's the problem in Guyana.
Yeah.
We ain't got a 10,000 hours.
I think we do. I think there is no motivation though. I mean, I've seen Kelsey Benjamin at a very young age.
Wow.
I've seen Kelsey Benjamin up close and personal at a young age.
That's my boy.
And let me tell you something. Kelsey is underperforming right now, if we are to be honest.
Yeah, with action.
Kelsey should have been in a professional environment. So can we fully blame Kelsey? Kelsey can't depend on the federation to host football, because sometimes the federation don't host no football. The associations don't host no football.
I see. There was a controversy on Facebook a couple years back. They had a year-end tournament. Yeah. And the people at the gate was trying to make Kelsey pay to go in and see football in Guyana.
Any national athlete, once you're not paying for play, once you're not playing any sport, you have to pay to go in.
That's crazy.
But it shouldn't be like that. But guess why? You can't even blame the organizers, because money not even coming in on sponsorship. Not saying sponsors are not doing good. They're doing exceptionally. But they can only give you so much because of how much value they see in the product that you're giving. So it's a two-sided coin. But I'm saying, like, how much could an athlete... Look at Stanton Rose. He's still in Guyana. Stanton Rose ain't going to do nothing playing in Guyana. They ain't got nobody in Guyana. touching Stanton Rose. Level.
Yeah.
Stanton Rose play a full tournament, he will win. Every time. He's that good. And Stanton don't need to run up. I see Stanton Rose in a third place game a few months back playing against pace setters, one of the top team. Stanton literally played the game to pass. He didn't even want to score. They tried pace setters. You know what I mean? So this guy is an MVP in the National League at what, 17 years old. That's something he could do closing the eyes. You know, when my brother say Stanton is that special, it's like Stanton. Next is like Hakeem Kanai. Like I've seen Hakeem Kanai.
Yeah.
I've seen Hakeem Kanai.
Yeah.
Hakeem was special.
Hakeem
You know what I mean?
special.
So it's like, how much could sportsmen in Guyana actually do? I want a sport degree. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But sometimes my job is not dependent on that degree. You know, so, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot. But the athletes got to be willing too. Because if we be real, I might say, Kelsey Benjamin attitude ain't right for football. You know, bro, it's so little difference between what we have here and what those guys on TV have, you know. Those guys are very, very disciplined. Very, all you see on TV, on the field of play, is completely different.
But as you were saying at the start of this interview, right? Positive role models. I believe in you always, like, once you can see something that you know, somebody you can interact with every day, you can believe you can achieve it. For example, let's look at Jamaica. If it wasn't for Safa Paul, you wouldn't have Bolt.
Yeah, man. Big man.
If it wasn't for Shelly, you wouldn't have Elaine. You wouldn't have Sharika. But when you see
Sharika could do some things.
right, exactly. When you see people around you start to break down those barriers and reach that level, you as an athlete of the force, you start to believe. As Hove said again, look how many billionaires came from Hove crib. Exactly.
That's what we are.
So-
brand. We got brand.
When you see somebody around you do
Most
something,
definitely.
so I believe that takes it one.
Oh, and lastly, before we wrap this up, I think it's important for us to know that this guy is ranked 243 in the world.
Oh, that's
Get
good.
that from? Get that from? In the world of how many billion people from? How many billion people from? This guy is ranked 243.
And they could go below 200 soon.
Exactly.
Before December.
All respect on Shemar Britton's name.
Yeah, most
All
definitely.
respect on Jafar.
Most
this
definitely.
is the greatest University of Guyana Student society president we will ever see. We will ever see. So, for now, we can take a wrap. This is a wrap. And again, this was special, man. It was a pleasure having you, Shemar.
Anytime, bro.
I mean, I told this guy from the beginning, like, bro, this is gonna be special. You get off to not a great, perfect start, but bro, this is special. Jafar, thanks for coming in, bro.
Yo,
always special.
4 step to a great journey is 4 step. You know, you can't. You ain't. You know, when you look at all the great stories of the world, right? You talk about Muammar Gaddafi taking Libya from nothing to something. You talk about Haile Selassie and what he has been able to achieve in Ethiopia. You talk about Kwame Nkrumah, what he has done. Sorry to be so black-centric, what he would have been able. You know, Kwame Nkrumah won an election from in prison. You know what I mean? So when you look at all of those stories, nothing gets moving unless we take that 4 step. What we want, and you go after it. There's absolutely, the human potential is unlimited. There's nothing, nobody can't stop you from achieving. Jay-Z's in 2 Hall of Famers, songwriters Hall of Famer. Never wrote a song. Never wrote a song. Kanye West, for all the craziness he has done, is the richest black man in America. You know what I mean?
No.
So it's like, you don't get to achieve anything. Look, Elon Musk sacrificed his entire youth trying to come up with PayPal and these things. Today's the richest man in the world. Those things don't get doing if you don't take this, say, hey, this is what I want. You 4 steps. So never play it down like, oh, you know, we ain't get off to a good start. We start. You can only get better. My first YouTube video was a total mess. Although it was funny, it was a total mess. But it has grown, you know, and you don't get to number 2, number 3 without number 1. It's impossible.